Dr. Prelaj, thank you for joining us on MD Newsline podcast. Can you please introduce yourself to our audience?
Yeah, thank you very much for the kind invitation. So, I am Arsela Prelaj. I am a medical oncologist by background, thoracic oncologist, working from 7 years at Istituto Nazionale Tumori of Milan, which is in Milan, Italy. I'm a consultant there, but also in the last years, I was very focusing on AI. So my previous boss, by the way, that is in Chicago now, the head of thoracic oncology, Marina Garasino, had this intuition 6 years ago, and I started and finished and did a PhD in bioengineering and AI at Politecnico di Milano. So, and then I opened a big lab, which is focused at Istituto Nazionale Tumori of Milan with around 35 people now that are working and focusing on AI and cancer research.
Mm. So, very interested in your work, especially because AI is such a big topic these days, and we're all excited to see how it's going to impact the field of medicine, especially. Can you tell me a little bit about where AI is currently making the biggest impact in clinical trials and design and execution?
So this is an excellent question. Thank you, because in the last I think, months, I was speaking in different congresses on this topic. By the way, I started in the VCLC meeting in Barcelona, and then I already went in Barcelona on 7 October in the European Nuclear Medicine meeting, and I am today and on 18. So I did my talk on clinical AI, the usage of AI for clinical trial design. So the impact is very huge on the clinical trial design. So, and thank you for the question, because as a medical oncologist and also a PIs and investigators of different clinical trials, I can say you that understanding AI, by the way, I can really see the potential. So we can start directly, first of all, that there is this fantastic publication recently published, which demonstrated how in phase 1 trials now, with using target and drug discovery tools like as AlphaFold, which has been granted with a Nobel, we are able to succeed 80%, 80 to 90% of the phase 1 clinical trials. I mean, this is huge. We have never seen that. So we have seen the contrary, the failure. And the other nice thing is that this paper said that the failure was for other reasons, not for the drug, maybe for, I don't know, the decision of the company. So we started from there, and there was the most successful of history. The other second point is how we can design clinical trials to avoid the failure. So the stakeholders now become, let's say, the payers, the pharma companies. So because they are interested, and also obviously from the other side, also the physicians. And I can say you that there are also open source tools which are able to analyze the data of previous trials and suggest to the companies if this trial that they have in mind before they run it will succeed or not. And for example, by a very good prediction in phase 1 on 20%, in phase 2 on 9%, and phase 3 5%, which doesn't looks like very big numbers, but for in general for pharma, it's a very high risk. So um, other very interesting potentials are on running these type of trials virtually. Why virtually? Because we don't want to like spare time, but also from a patient perspective, right? Run a trial which is not effective. So what we are doing now, also, for example, there are two nice papers in Nature and Nature Medicine from Flatiron database that has been produced, two open source tools, very useful, to try to do two main things. The first one, suggesting to the pharma and the companies that they can also relax the inclusion criteria a bit more, and they would have the same success that they have generally with more closer criteria. Imagine how impactful this is important for the patients. So, and the final thing that I want to nominate in terms of clinical trial designs is that also we need to run some more pragmatic and intelligent trials, right? So we need to do it for the patient, but also need to do it for a matter of cost. And AI can help to select the right chord composition from the real world data perspectives.